Have you ever walked out of a meeting thinking it went great, only to find out later that your team was frustrated and production took a hit? Well, most manufacturing leaders believe that if they were clear, the message landed. But there's a gap we almost never see. That's a distance between how we think we show up versus how our teams experience us. And it's quietly costing you trust, engagement, and results. And after 25 years of running manufacturing plants and 10 years of coaching and training in this industry, we call this the showing up gap. Yes, that because perceptions matter more than good intentions. And I'm going to show you how to spot it. And one question that is going to change that for you, help you close that gap. So when I was running a manufacturing plant, I had this request from corporate. I bring everybody into the boardroom. I got the engineers, the supervisors, all the leaders. I tell them the what, the why, the how. We needed some detailed cycle times. And I was clear. I said, any questions? You guys got this? All right, let's do it. So I go back to my office doing some reports. Amy, my executive assistant, walks in. She's like, hey, you really pissed those guys off. I'm like, what? I've got lots of leadership training. I told them exactly, what they needed to do. I know I was clear. She's like, I don't know, but I could see that they're not happy, and they were when they went in. I could also see that you didn't notice. So I thought you'd like to know. And as she's standing there, she's got her arms crossed when she's talking to me. She walks out, not looking for a conversation, but right away it's like, okay, I got to see what's going on here. So I go to the shop floor, ask one of the supervisors. I said, hey, how's it going? He answers, fine. You know those fines? Yeah, they're not fine. So I bring everybody back into the boardroom, and yeah, they weren't fine, because the message I got back from that supervisor was, if you really want to know, we had a great start to the day. We were greening our production numbers. You come out, you do all this talking, send us in different directions, and we're probably going to lose 10% production because of that. So that's when I knew that my intentions were not landing with the team. And I was good guy, good leader, and I was making some bad choices I didn't see. I had Amy as a truth teller to come in and shore up that showing up gap. Because the problem is that I went into that meeting with a monologue. Yeah, one person just talking. What we all need is the dialogue, right? That gets the conversation going. I could have asked more questions. And what happened was, when we got them back in the room, hey, what's the priority on these cycle times? Who's got experience in this? A little bit of time here. I thought I was being the great leader, giving them lots of autonomy. But what I wasn't doing was creating a safe space to have a conversation of a, hey, we have this other priority in manufacturing. There's different priorities that come through all throughout the day. We could just talk about, like, how do we divvy this up? And that's what they did. They started talking that through. And so the answers were in that room all along, but I couldn't hear them because I was the only one talking the first time. And then the second time, when I stood back, asked more questions, came at it with my favorite word, curiosity. Just curious of, what does the team need? What would it take to keep running production like that? The tip here for you today is, hey, I want you to think about your own showing up gap. I want you to think about, what are your intentions versus your perceptions, right? How do you know that? Well, the first step, one of your truth tellers, okay? Think about someone that sees you on a regular basis interact, that you could say, hey, these are my intentions. Whatever you're doing, whether you're a plant manager, you're a supervisor, you're a team leader, you're a teammate. But if you're looking for that team engagement, if you want to make sure that there's some good communication going on, you're getting some good feedback, you want to be an authentic leadership. If you're doing all that, then just ask that question of somebody that will tell you the truth. And it takes a little bit of courage to kind of ask that. But when you start doing that, if you just try this once after listening to this, there's 3 gaps. There's also the expectation gap. And there's also the accountability gap. We're going to talk about that. 2 weeks ago, we introduced the manufacturing greatness model. This showing up gap is my favorite one, probably because I messed it up most myself in my career and really had to kind of figure this out and realize that the goals in closing out this gap and just different ways on doing that. So, yeah, love for you to try that. Find that one person today. And there's a link in the bottom of the show notes. I have 10 questions that will help you with that showing up gap. It's a free download when you sign up for the newsletter, getting more consistent. And yeah, just excited to have you aboard. Have you try that out? What kind of a difference can it have in your day?